Hello, World of Legends viewers. Today, we will explore a creature that roams the deep forests of North America, a being with a soul filled with cold and hunger. In this video, we will delve into the legend of the Wendigo, uncovering its details and bearing witness to its terrifying and mysterious stories. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Now, let's dive into this dark legend together. The legend of the Wendigo. In the vast, cold, and dark forests of North America, a legend has been told for centuries, the Wendigo. This creature emerges on the coldest winter nights, feeding on human flesh. According to the legend, the Wendigo appears at the worst moments of a person's life, when hunger and despair consume them. At that moment, the person loses their soul and transforms into this horrifying creature. The curse of the Wendigo reflects humanity's deepest fears and greatest despair. The story of the Wendigo has been told for centuries among the Algonquin tribes. They say that the Wendigo was once a human but turned into a monster that consumed its own people in desperation when faced with hunger and famine. The Wendigo's eyes are empty and dark, its lips stained with the blood around them. Its body is bone-thin and elongated, its skin gray and decayed. This terrifying appearance reveals how rotten and dark its soul has become. Many stories suggest that the Wendigo's spirit is cursed with an insatiable hunger. This hunger drives it to constantly seek human flesh. According to the tales, when the Wendigo captures its victims, it not only consumes their flesh but also devours their souls. These souls remain trapped in the Wendigo's darkness forever. The souls of its victims can never quench its hunger, only intensifying it. One winter night, a young member of the Algonquin tribe gets lost in the forest. When the search and rescue teams find him, his body is horrifyingly mutilated and devoured. This tragic event causes great fear in the tribe, and everyone believes the Wendigo has returned. The elders tell the young ones the legend of the Wendigo, warning them not to wander alone in the forest. Each story instills fear in the hearts of the youth, reminding them of the Wendigo's danger once more. The Wendigo's scent is the sharp and disgusting smell of decaying flesh. Anyone who senses this odor must leave the area immediately, as it indicates the Wendigo's proximity. Another narrative suggests that the presence of the Wendigo plunges nature into silence. Birds cease to sing, animals hide, and silence blankets the depths of the forest. This silence is the clearest sign of its approach. Nature, sensing the presence of the Wendigo, freezes in fear. Some sources claim that the Wendigo uses the wind to call its victims. The howling wind transforms into its whispering voice, luring its prey into a trap. These voices are usually heard at midnight, drawing the victims deep into the forest. As the wind's howling entices its victims, the hungry eyes of the Wendigo watch them from the forest's depths. The stories of the Wendigo are not limited to the Algonquin tribe. Frightening tales of this creature are also told in parts of Canada and the northern regions of the United States. While each tribe and region has a slightly different way of telling the story of the Wendigo, the common thread is its terrifying hunger and desire to hunt humans. These stories are always recounted with fear and horror. Some legends suggest that the Wendigo is not just a physical being but also a state of mind. People consumed by extreme hunger, jealousy, or greed are said to be possessed by the Wendigo's spirit, driving them away from their humanity. Thus, elders in many tribes warn the young to avoid such emotions. The Wendigo is not just a creature but also a symbol of the darkest aspects of human nature. The curse of the Wendigo represents not only a physical transformation but also a spiritual downfall. When a person becomes a Wendigo, they lose not just their body but also their soul. This means eternal hunger and loneliness for them. A person transformed into a Wendigo is condemned to remain forever hungry and alone. A group of young people camping in the deep forests of North America gather around a fire one night, telling Wendigo stories. They hear a scream from the depths of the forest that chills their blood and draws them closer to the fire in fear. As the screams continue, they realize the Wendigo is approaching. The next morning, only torn tents and a few personal items are found at the campsite. The young people are never seen again. This disappearance case once again proves how ruthless and dangerous the Wendigo is. Some folk tales say the Wendigo roams near water sources. Therefore, lone travelers should be cautious around rivers, lakes, or swamps. Water is one of the Wendigo's hunting grounds, where it patiently waits to trap its prey. Those wandering near water must leave immediately if they sense the Wendigo's odor. The curse of the Wendigo can affect not just individuals but entire communities. During times of famine, when hunger and scarcity begin to spread among the people, Wendigo legends resurface, and fear grips the entire village. People try to stay together and support each other to protect themselves from the Wendigo's hunger. The stories of the Wendigo emphasize the importance of communities staying united. Another story tells of a hunter trying to return home on a snowy night. The hunter loses his way in the dark forest and soon smells the Wendigo. Overcome by the scent, he faints and wakes up to find himself bloodied and gnawed. From that moment, the hunter is never seen in the village again. The Wendigo has consumed the hunter's soul and body. The story of the Wendigo also reflects the darker sides of human nature. Greed, jealousy, and hunger can transform people into Wendigos. Therefore, many tribes emphasize controlling these emotions. The Wendigo is not just a creature but also a symbol of the darkest aspects of human nature. Hunters wandering in the cold and desolate regions of North America must always be on alert for the Wendigo's presence. Its ability to silently approach and capture its prey instantly makes it one of the most terrifying creatures. When hunters detect the Wendigo's traces, they must immediately leave and seek safety. The Wendigo's presence drives even the bravest hunters into fear. The Wendigo legend has inspired horror stories and films in modern times. Its terrifying presence brings out people's deepest fears, which is why it often appears in popular culture. The stories of the Wendigo continue to live on in tales of horror and suspense today. In the world of cinema and literature, the horrifying and greedy presence of the Wendigo continues to terrify people. The Wendigo is not just a creature but also a reflection of the dark side of nature and human nature. Its stories show us how greed and despair can transform a person. The curse of the Wendigo forces us to confront our inner darkness. The legend of the Wendigo continues to live in the deep forests of North America. In every tale, in every story, its terrifying presence is felt. The Wendigo is not just a legend but also a warning. It symbolizes how greed, jealousy, and despair can consume a person. Today, we explored one of North America's most terrifying legends, the Wendigo. This cold and dark creature has continued to scare people for centuries. Legends, stories, and narratives remind us once again of the Wendigo's existence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. See you in the next video. Goodbye.